Hey guys, my name is Renigen and I have some good news for you. I have updated my project files for a quarter fraction and uploaded them to itch.io. To download them, first we need to go to this URL over here and then click on download project files. You'll get an archive which you'll need to extract, preferably in a similar location on your hard drive. You'll get two folders. The build folder contains the playable binaries, data files, saves and so on, and the project file, which contains pretty much the same data, saves folder, and then the rest of the Unity project files. Okay, now we have the project on the disk. Now we need to proceed with Unity installation. First, you need to go and download the Unity Hub. It's this thing over here. Then, you're gonna have to log in with your Unity account, and then you'll save this window. As you can see, we don't have the project here, so we're gonna have to add it from the disk. Make sure the path is correct. Then we press on add project. Okay, here we go. And now, well, you could pretty much do whatever you want. First, you need to know how to launch the game. I have made a shortcut to launch the game immediately. You could access it from any scene by going to QF Tools and pressing play, or using the shortcut Alt-P. Now, we need to go to the main menu. First we need to use the search bar and then type menu. Then go to this scene. And there we go, we are in the main menu scene. Now we could press play on our own if we want to, or we could do some stuff with the core assets and systems, which we're not gonna for now. We're just gonna press play. Now we have some of the saves here, so load game displays properly. We have a bunch of starter chapters. We could load them. For example, this one.
Local code secure confirmed. Spear dash comply.
And from here on out, you pretty much got the game and some of its assets. Okay, now let's see what we can do with this. We have a bunch of scenes, as you saw. Let's type test map. Let's go with this one. Well, first of all, let's try adding some walls, I guess. There's a small cube over here. We need to set it right here. I'm just showing you what you could do with this. Okay, we have the cube. Now, you don't really want it to look like this, so let's use this material. And one of the most important things, let's add some physics data onto it. Call it the surface object. You could create various surface objects using QF tools, then create object surface, and we could select the type of material. Let's create I don't know, how about this one? It'll create this component, which already has all the sound banks for the footsteps, for collision, alternative shots, sounds, decals, and various physics data. Okay, we have made a wall, and it performs like it should. Now, let's see what else we could do. We could also use QF tools to create some entities. For now, only 2 of them are available. We could create parasites, which are basically head crabs. It basically, all it does is drags and drops the prefabs, but also sets them up low. Now, let's create a new one. NPC parasite over here. You'll create them in the center of the viewport. Also, we could create some soldiers too. For that, create NPC, disparate squad, and then we could select the size of the squad. Let's go to large squad. We'll spawn a bunch of units over here. We could move them right here. And then our map is not looking too good. You know why? Because some of the assets have groups and they are not assigned to these groups. So if you place a bunch of entities and they are clumping your hierarchy, all you can do is press QF tools and here, let me show you. These parasites, this new squad, they will go away and they'll get sorted. Yep, where they are now, in this group right here. So this is how you could organize the scene. As you could see, these boxes, they are also organized. If you add more props, let's select this one. What else could add? Yeah, these are also all the prefabs that you could use. Are there barrels here? Yeah, there are. Let's add a bunch of barrels over here. Oh, and also be sure to raise them up low. Okay, there we go. Now we need to save the scene, organize. Okay, just in case, save it again, and then QF tools, and then press play. Now we need to press the game and this test map. As you could hear, they just killed a bunch of parasites, but apparently they just shot a bunch of parasites.
Blood loss detected.
And because we didn't bake the navigation data, they just phased through the wall.
Automatic medical
When adding stuff,
systems
you always need to bake your navigation for AA agents.
Working administrator.
Okay, let's say we made a level. Well, first of all, we need to add the level here. Second, in order for the level to be displayed, we need to go to the chapters menu and let's say we need to copy these two and rename them to however you like. Let's say test map 5 and test map 5 here too. This will be the image of the chapter, basically a preview, and this is a config file which will execute when we click on this button. So let's change it to this one. This will change the map. This will give us the item suit. This will give us all weapons, well, most of them. Get attachments and skill points. These are all console commands, so this basically is just a small configuration file. And just because we added this new file, it will now display in the game. Here, check this out. Press new game, and all of a sudden we have a duplicate. This one is called testmap 5, which is exactly the name of this chapter file. And when we click it, this map will launch instead. Yep. Now, how do we build the game? We need to go to File, then Build Settings, and then just build the game. But where do we build it? For this we go to the build and click on this one, div 4. We build it here and not in the build directly. We need to be here in this folder instead. Otherwise the game will not find the configs, all the data stuff. And never saves will be available. We need to build it here. That's the only requirement, really. Now select this folder and then the build starts, and then you'll get the build. Also, when you've done some changes to the data folder, be sure to copy it to the build itself, so that the build could have updated data, like this additional chapter that we added. And to launch the build over here, we just need to use this executable. Now we have 3 maps as opposed to 2, which we had previously. And that's it. That's pretty much all you need to know. How to install the project files, how to make a build, and what you could do with this. Alright guys, I hope you had fun, and I'd really like to see what you could do with this now. Alright, take care, and I'll see you later.